1-6 in the league, 2-7 over.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Highlight Activity Center for the second half of Varsity Quarter Conference doubleheader matchup tonight between the visiting Shanley Deacons and your Valley City Highlanders. Valley City High School encourages and promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation this evening by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. And before we get our starting lineups, our cheerleaders tonight for the Highlanders: ninth grader Tiffany Thompson, seventh grader Hayden Curtis, and 11th grader Izzy Picker. And now for your starting lineup, first for the Shanley Deacons. Starting at a guard, a 6-foot senior, number 2, Alex Wheelock. At another guard, a 6-foot junior, number 14, Jordan Leininger. At a forward, standing 6'1", is a junior, weight 0, Caden Christman. And another forward, standing 6'8", he's a senior, weight number 23, Connor Pratt. And at center, 6'5", senior, number 21, Usiri Hakim. The Highlanders is a Shanley Deacon, coached by Craig Irwin, assisted by Stephen Ever and Luke Rustan. And now starting lineup for your Valley City Highlanders. Starting at guard, he's number 3. He's a 6'3" junior, Carson. And a guard, number 21. He's a senior, 6'1", Aiden Jacobson. Standing 6'2", junior, number 23, Sakura. And a forward, number 42, 6'4", senior, Callahan Joe. And a post, a 6'5", junior, number 10, Carter Peterson. Assisted by Brandon Bradford and Mark Manson. Our officials for tonight's game: Tommy Burton, Kurt Olson, and Jack Daniel. Deacon fans, are you ready for UC basketball? Highlander fans, are you ready for UC basketball? Let's do it. From the beginning, number 21, in Syria, again, his second team foul. In for Deacons, number 11, Luke Holcraft. Number 23, Connor Craft, his first 13 ball. Has proudly provided education cities around here for over 30 years. For all your other needs, Incorporated, 701-845-0731. Good luck, Highlanders. Pipeline. Valley Weather Advisory, stop in today and speak to Tom Mann at our Valley City office, conveniently located inside the Corvette. his second, 14 foul.
Crispin, who stops in the left elbow. Spin move, hard take to the basket, finger roll good. Caden Crispin with 6, been very athletic around the post, and now a timeout will be taken by the Deacons. They need to get Connor Kraft off the floor, so the Deacons will use a stoppage to get it done. With a lead back to Ford, 13-9 for the Deacons on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Another Mobility Plus rehabilitation timeout, and we're back with more in a moment right here on KOVC.
Don't leave your wiring to chance. Plug into your #1 electrical source, Highline Electric. They're the experts in residential, commercial, and industrial electrical work. No cutting corners at Highline Electric. Call 845-0731. They'll give you a free estimate before any work is done. Family owned since 1986 with Chad and Tracy Zahn. And I promise, the price won't shock you. Highline Electric in Valley City. Call 845-0731. Building a reputation of integrity and quality.
Timeout taken by the Deacons to make a change. Connor Kraft, their 18.6 points per game scored, picked up 2 fouls, and they could not get a dead ball to get him off the floor, so they used the stoppage to do so. Highlanders with it. Zach Sikora gets fouled in the post. A couple of men that were there for Fargo Shanley, either Leininger or perhaps Hallcraft. Looks like Jordan Leininger is going to pick up the foul. Or will it be Joel Dukart that will pick it up? That's actually going to be Joey Dukart that'll pick it up. 5'11 senior, so Joey Dukart? No, it is not Dukart. On the board, they've got Michael Rosberg with that foul. My apologies, I didn't even see Rosberg on the floor, and there's a reason he's not. I'm not sure where that foul went. Zach Sikora will knock down his first foul shot. Highlanders back within 3 at 13-10. Second foul shot is good, and the Highlanders back within 2 at 13-11. Holcroft will step out of bounds to inbound it. And we'll see Wheelock bring it into the front court for Fargo Shanley. He looks down to the right sideline. Jordan Leininger, a stop, reversal back top of the key. Holcraft, near side of 3 by Wheelock is good. He got open in the left wing. Alex Wheelock drills that 3-point chance, and the Highlanders find themselves down 5 by a score of 16-11. Sikora, bounce pass to Callahan Burchell in the left corner. Burchell trying to drop step towards the baseline, little jab that way, a stop. Tried to kick it out, Wheelock knocked it away. Here's a 3-on-2 for the Deacons. Wheelock to his left hand and a blocking foul coming up against Zach Sikora of Valley City, his first. The Highlanders have 11 points. Zach Sikora has 9 of them. And Valley City still looking to try to find another way to the scoreboard. So Callahan Burchell found some openings early, but really outside of he and Sikora, no one's been in scoring range as of yet in the matchup. First foul shot for Wheelock is good. He's got 6. The lead grows to 6 for the Deacons at 17-11. Aiden Jacobson and Will Eggert come in. Jacobson returns. Will Eggert, 6'3 senior, comes on. Carson Eggert leaves, and Carver Peterson leaves. The second foul shot will not go for Wheelock. And Jack Dieterle, who came in, a 6'6 freshman who had a nice game at West Fargo Horace back on Thursday night, enters the game. Sikora driving to the basket. That one rolls and will not go down. It hung on the front of the rim and wouldn't go through, kind of like his attempt at that game winner at Horace. And the rebound comes down with Leininger for Fargo Shanley. Crispin on the right side, taking a look towards the baseline, sends it off to Hallcraft. Now the right side, a pull-up jumper off the left elbow that comes up short from Alex Wheelock. The rebound, Zach Sikora tries to thread the needle on a pass of the floor to Aiden Jacobson, who will take it onto the corner. Jacobson high and court wide to Will Eggert in the left corner. Shakes the shoulders, looks down low, trying to find Burchell. He's in trouble. Bounces it down there, and it's denied on the post entry by Jet Wolf, a 6'5 senior who's come in as a reserve. The Deacons forced a turnover. Holcraft for 3 rolls off, and Aiden Jacobson has the board for Valley City. 17-11, the Highlanders trailing by 6 to the Deacons. Sikora, deep 3, knocks it down right in front of the Fargo Shanley bench on the far side of the floor from about 5 feet beyond the arc. And Sikora has 12 of Valley City's 14 points in the first 7.5 minutes. And actually 6.5, and the ball will go out of bounds on a pass to the far sideline intended for Jordan Leininger. Valley City will force a turnover. Highlanders back within 3 at 17-14. Aiden Jacobson will walk himself into the front court. looking to get loose as he's fronted by Caden Crispin after coming across the line. Screen set by Will Eggert. Sikora head fake moving towards the right. He'll pull up off the dribble again, and another three is good for Zach Sikora. 15 first half points for Zach Sikora, and we are tied at 17 apiece as Sikora is going off here in this first half. Wheelock to Caden Crispin in the left corner for Fargo Shanley. He'll drive left, and a whistle, blocking foul. Callahan Birchall came down the baseline, tried to cut that off from Crispin, was there just a bit tardy. That'll be called for the foul. Birchall's first. He read it well. Callahan Birchall knew what he had to do. Cut off the baseline, just could not get there quick enough as Caden Crispin, we've seen this throughout the course tonight. He's got extremely quick feet. A good burst of speed can get him moving fast. Callahan Birchall will step off. Carver Peterson will come in to replace him for the Highlanders. Inbounds pass from Alex Wheelock for Fargo Shanley underneath the basket. It comes out to Crispin in the right wing. Crispin taking a look, spins hard to the baseline. A stop, wraps it around, and Jack Dieterle saw that coming. Takes it away for Valley City. Here come the Highlanders into the front court. Peterson, stop looking for Sikora. Broken up, taken by Holcraft. He'll go to the basket. The finger roll counted one. Zach Sikora getting back, putting in some harm, and it wasn't nearly enough to prevent the easy score for Luke Holcraft, who knocks down his seventh. Will go to the foul line for a bonus free throw. The Deacons will send in Carson Busick, a 5'11 sophomore. Carson Eggert's going to come in to replace Zach Sikora. And with Sikora grabbing that second foul, that's 15 of the Highlanders' 17 points in the opening half that's going to be sitting on the bench. As we'll see Holcraft at the foul line, his bonus is off the heel and won't go down, and Jack Dieterle runs down the loose basketball for Valley City. Well, you can see everything about Dieterle's game is just improving. We'll talk about it. Carver Peterson right side for Aiden Jacobson and the Highlanders. Jacobson driving left out a bit of a seam. Stops, takes a look back top of the key for Carson Eggert. He's defended strongly out on top by Wheelock. A kick to Will Eggert left side. He goes down the baseline. Little finger roll left short over the front of the rim. Wheelock the rebound for Fargo Shanley. Deacons back up front. Ball right side. A look out of the corner by Carson Busick. He'll turn it away to Holcraft on the top of the key. Near side, a drive in by Wheelock. Kick down low. Wide open man. It's Jet Wolf that scores in the post. Defense just abandoned Jet Wolf along the baseline. Easy lay-in for Wolf, and the lead is 4 for the Deacons at 21-17 with 9:40 to play till halftime. 3 by Will Eggerts off the front of the rim. Dieterle could not quite grab the basketball and the rebound. He deflected it a couple of times, but it works back to Wheelock for Fargo Shanley, and his baseball pass down low is knocked out of bounds by Aiden Jacobson, and it will stay Fargo Shanley basketball with 9:33 left of the opening half. Wheelock inbound, takes a look underneath, and ends up just lobbing it back to the far corner. A lot of pressure there from the Highlanders. Carson Busick rotating on top. Ball top of the key with Luke Holcraft, standing tall, looking down low, into the far corner, Joey Ducart. Ducart's in trouble, may have left the ball on the baseline. The Highlanders wanted to call, they don't get. Wheelock bouncing one down low. That one's contested by Will Eggert. It goes loose to the perimeter, comes back into the hands for Holcraft, and he had it knocked away from behind. Highlanders force the turnover. Aiden Jacobson comes into the front court. He'll spin his way back to the foul line. Carson Eggert, a head fake towards Will Eggert, now takes the ball himself and picks up a foul against Alex Wheelock, as Wheelock had to defend a couple of big steps from Carson Eggert going right to the basket. Wheelock's first, and it will be the 6th team foul against Fargo Shanley. Eggert was in the act. His first is good. Carson Eggert scoring his first points tonight. That's Sikora 15 and the rest of the Highlanders 3 now. Carson Eggert, an 86% foul shooter. He's done a nice job from the line so far this year. Second foul shot, rims off just as we said it. Rebound, Talon Larson. Put it back for the big man inside. Talon Larson ripping down a miss for Valley City. Larson stepping in, a 6'6 junior, scores his first 2. Valley City back within 1 at 21-20. Right side, Joey Ducart to the baseline. Steps away from pressure. Hard take into the lane. Finger roll missed. Late whistle foul. Either Will Eggert or Carver Peterson, who are in the mix for Valley City. I'm going to guess wrong twice. It's Talon Larson that's going to pick up his first personal foul. Number 5 against Valley City with 8:41 left, so one more to give for the Highlanders. First foul shot, rims in and out, no good from Joey Ducart. See a couple of changes here. Vukiri Hakim and Connor Kraft will come back into the matchup for the Deacons. Worth mentioning that Connor Kraft has been withdrawn for a while with 2 early fouls. That's 18.6 points per game. Kraft trying to pick the pocket of Carver Peterson from behind on the rebound on the missed foul shot, and he is not able to do so. Peterson holds his ground, and now Peterson drives his way into the front court, pulls up from 10 feet and scores. There was no body available for Connor Kraft, who has that second foul, so he just had to let Carver Peterson pick a spot. Peterson hits the mid-range jumper, and the lead is Valley City's by 1, but Bukiri Hakeem spins right to the basket on a post move inside and scores his first 2. The lead back to Fargo Shanley. 23-22 Deacons on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Peterson left wing, stepping away from pressure. Down low, Talon Larson pulls up, can't get it to roll, but he'll go to the line. Looked like that one wanted to go through. He's going to draw a foul inside, and they're going to ticket Connor Kraft for his third personal foul. The Deacons have played with fire all night. In the girls' game, they left Mezaku Hakeem into the matchup after she picked up 3 at the 9-minute mark, and she picked up her 4th on the ensuing inbounds pass and had to sit a ton, but that worked out for the Deacons. Here, 18.6 points per game is going to the bench as Craig Irwin just put Connor Kraft back into the matchup, and he picked up his 3rd. Larson's second foul shot will find its way, and the Highlanders tie the game at 23 apiece with 8 minutes left to go in the opening half. Deacons with the basketball. Crossover dribble by Carson Busick. Hard take to the basket, left it short. Bukiri Hakeem had the rebound and had it poked loose. Will Eggert will pick it up for Valley City, and the Highlanders are back into the front court looking to take the lead. Carson Eggert, little shake and bake dribble. Out to the wing for Callahan Birchall. That one's deflected loose, and Bukiri Hakeem will pull it down for Fargo Shanley. Deacons with it, still tied at 23 with the Highlanders, with 7:30 to play in the opening half. Top of the key, Bukiri Hakeem looking for a backdoor cut and a foul against Aiden Jacobson, coming out to contest a reversal to Caden Chrisman and got arms all over him. Aiden Jacobson will have his second personal foul. And with 7:27 left until halftime, the Deacons will inbound the basketball, still tied up with the Highlanders at 23. Bukiri Hakeem out to the top of the key for Carson Busick. Back to Hakeem. Hard take to the basket. Had it disrupted. Talon Larson, I think, is going to pick up the call. If it is, that's 2 on Talon Larson on a tough break. And Larson will pick up his second. So now Ty Terry going to have to think about his options here. You have an opportunity to go back to Jack Dieterle, and it looks like that's going to be the call as Bukiri Hakeem hits the front end. Bukiri Hakeem with 3. Larson will step off as Dieterle steps in for the Highlanders. Lead back to Shanley, 24-23. And Hakeem back at the foul line for his second. This one is also good. So 2 of 2 for Bukiri Hakeem. He's got 4. It's 25-23. Deacons by 2 over the Highlanders. And the Highlanders will bring the ball into the front court. Will Eggert on the left side, driving in. Got a bounce pass from Bryson Heck out to the post, or actually out to the wing. Ball goes loose, and Heck's able to run it down. He'll find Aiden Jacobson on top. Jacobson driving left hand to stop. A pull-up against Chrisman, and he hits it. Aiden Jacobson finding a mid-range jump shot from about 7 feet. Scores his first 2. Ties the game at 25. Under 7 to play until halftime. Bukiri Hakeem on the top of the key. Leaving it off right side for Caden Chrisman. The jab step to his right. A stop, a look in. Hakeem trying to back down Callahan Birchall. Drew the help side. Kicks back to Chrisman. Near side of the floor. A 3 by Jordan Leininger fills it up. Jordan Leininger with his first scoring tonight. Breaks the tie in favor of Fargo Shanley at 28-25. We're down to 6.5 to play at the opening half. Bryson Heck stepping away from pressure. Looking towards the near side. Dieterle flashes high in the post, sets a screen. Heck will drift that way. A stop and a look down low. Instead goes out towards the left wing for Aiden Jacobson on a court-wide pass. Jacobson comes to a stop on the top of the key. Got knocked loose and scrambles on for the loose basketball. Tie-up will ensue. The arrow will favor Valley City with only 6 left on the shot clock. Now we'll see Carson Busick step off the floor. Alex Wheelock, one-time starter for the Deacons, will step back in. There are 6 seconds to shoot for Valley City. Bryson Heck to inbound. The Shanley ball pressure has been very good tonight. They've denied just about everything from the outside. Zach Sikora, a couple of threes, but with 2 fouls, he's been on the bench for a while. Jacobson ends up with a shot clock violation. Needed to pull up a 3 with a hand right in his face. Left it short, did not draw iron. So each team with foul trouble. Sikora scored 15 of the first 17 points, but then picked up his second foul and had to sit down. the meantime, Connor Kraft is bench ridden with 3 fouls for Fargo Shanley. Hakeem to the near side for Alex Wheelock. He'll pull up from 10. A little teardrop, missed it. Rebound deflected, came out to the wing, and Jet Wolf caught and tried to score from about 12 feet. And they're going to say he was fouled in the act of shooting. And the foul will go against Jack Dieterle. Dieterle will pick up his first personal foul. It'll be the 8th against the Highlanders with 5:48 to go. And it will be the 1-for-1 penalty. They're going to say this was not on the shot. That was the discussion by the officials. And so in the long run, I kind of like that. The foul seemed to happen as he was securing the rebound, not necessarily on the shot. So 1-for-1 penalty for Jet Wolf, and he misses on the front end. Turns out to be a big call as the Highlanders get the basketball back on a rebound by Callahan Burchell. Lead remains 3 for Fargo Shanley at 28-25. Carson Eggert jab stepping, driving. Hard take to the basket, went back to his right hand, missed the shot, but will go to the foul line. And this foul will go against Caden Chrisman, his first. So Carson Eggert finds his way to the stripe. 1 of 2 from the foul line tonight for his only scoring. Eggert, an 86% foul shooter. 7.3 points per game for Carson Eggert. 7.5 for Carver Peterson and Aiden Jacobson. Zach Sikora 10-9. Callahan Burchell at 8-6 per ball game. First is good for Eggert. So some balanced scoring there for Valley City. Still waiting for somebody to emerge as that go-to guy. But Sikora's really done a nice job here tonight and seems to be the odds-on favorite to be that player. Carson Eggert scores, and now I believe we've seen a technical foul that's been called against Craig Irwin of Fargo Shanley. Kirk Olson, one of our officials tonight, throwing the tee at Craig Irwin here. Irwin's not done talking. Now he's going to talk to a different official. And so we'll see Carson Eggert shooting the technical. First one won't fall. Now, there have been some rules changes as far as the technicals are concerned, so I'm not sure if the Highlanders get the ball after that. Second foul shot for Eggert won't fall either, so he goes 0 of 2 from the foul line on the technical. But I believe the Highlanders do get the basketball back, so they had a chance at like a 7-8 point play in that sequence. And in the long run, we'll get the basketball. 2 of 4 from the foul line in that stretch for Carson Eggert. Now the Highlanders have the ball down 1 at 28-27. Eggert stepping right side, a look. Dieterle in the post, trying to step his way around. He stepped in the baseline as he tried to make his way around Jet Wolf. This will go out of bounds off of Valley City and back to Fargo Shanley with 5:27 left of the first half. 28-27 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Bukiri Hakeem in the backcourt for the Deacons. Left one off to the right side for Wheelock, who's trapped. Found Hakeem in the middle of the floor. Looks to Leininger on the right side of the floor. Back to the top. Wheelock on the way for 3 is off. Rebound out to the perimeter. Caden Chrisman saves it. Throws it inbounds, but it rolls to Will Eggert on a loose basketball. Eggert wants to run. Stop and go dribble. Got to the baseline. Steps in. Turns it back out to the perimeter. Bryson Heck catch and shoot 3. Yes! From the top of the key. Bryson Heck hits his first 3 and the third 3-point shot for the Highlanders tonight. It gives Valley City the lead at 30-28. Under 5 to play of the opening half. Deacons with it. Chrisman, left elbow pull-up jumper, missed, well short. Bryson Heck comes up with a loose basketball rebound. Highlanders back into the front court with a 2-point edge. Burchell has an open baseline, got stripped as he went in. Ball ends up out of bounds. It will stay Highlander basketball. And Jack Dieterle will step off in favor of Carver Peterson. So Peterson comes back in. Bryson Heck will inbound the basketball. Burchell looking underneath for it, makes an over-the-shoulder catch, turns against Hakeem, follow-away jump shot strong, and the rebound will come down to Jet Wolf for Fargo Shanley. 30-28, Valley City. Deacons into the front court. A stop by Leininger off to Bukiri Hakeem on the top of the key. Hakeem will hand it away to Caden Chrisman. Head fake, draws a defender, steps into the lane. A look down low, backdoor cut, Wheelock into Hakeem. Drew through, and then a third Highlander. Carver Peterson's the man that came in from behind late to lay in some harm on Bukiri Hakeem. Peterson's first, 2 automatically for Hakeem no matter what here. That was the 10th team foul against Valley City. And so Hakeem finds himself at the foul line trying to cut into a Highlander 2-point lead, and it rolls in on the front end. Hakeem now 5 of 5. Just a 57% foul shooter coming into the night. So Hakeem so far ahead of that pace as he's now made 3 of 3. I shouldn't say 5 of 5, 3 of 3 from the foul line for 5 total points. Make him 4 of 4. He knocks down the back end. That'll tie the game at 38. And Will Eggert will step off for Valley City, replaced by Aiden Jacobson. 4:16 left in the first half. That's taken a little bit of time here. We're tied at 30 apiece. Highlanders with the basketball. They have just the 9th team foul on the board now for the Highlanders. They must have taken one off. Carson Eggert looking in for Callahan Birchall. That ball was wild. It goes loose. Bryson Eck fighting for it. He comes up with a turnover, then falls away on a very awkward left-hand shot that was missed. And the rebound comes down underneath the Leininger for Fargo Shanley. Heck running around trying to get into a trap with Aiden Jacobson against Caden Crispin of Fargo Shanley, and the Deacons work their way into the front court. Crispin crossover, stop right elbow, look out to the near side, finds Wheelock. He'll wheel it into Bukiri Hakeem, left block. He steps back in the lane, falls away in a 10-foot jumper, missed it, and Heck comes down with a physical rebound. Ooh, gonna call a jump ball. Shanley's gonna get it back. Ty Terry has his hands up on that bald head of his, and he would be pulling hair out if he had some. That was a quick whistle on the jump. Crispin will pull up for three off the inbounds pass, missed it. Carson Eggert will come away with a basketball. We're going to see a blocking foul coming up in the backcourt against Caden Crispin, trying to hold up Carson Eggert's path. And that will now be the 10th team foul against Fargo Shanley and put Eggert back on the foul line. Eggert's 3 of 6, came into the night shooting 86% from the foul line, but he's missed 3 out of 6 so far tonight. And a tie game at 30 apiece on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard late in the opening half. First foul shot is good for Carson Eggert. Again, Zach Sikora scored 15 of the first 17 Highlander points and then sat down and has not been seen after picking up that second foul. Second foul shot for Carson Eggert is good. He's now 5 of 8 the line. Valley City with a 32-30 edge over Fargo Shanley. Leininger backcourt, fighting off pressure from Jacobson. A stop on the right wing. He'll turn it back to the circle for Bukiri Hakeem. Hakeem handing off to Wheelock, flexing from left to right. Out to the wing for Leininger, back to Hakeem. A step to the near side. Wheelock head fake, steps to his right, pulls up for 3 off the dribble. It rims in and out, and the rebound to Bryson Eck. He's got Carson Eggert in the open floor. Eggert to the glass, mugged. That will go to the foul line. Carson Eggert knew he was going to take some contact. He took a lot of contact on that play from Alex Wheelock. Be the second on Wheelock. And so Eggert goes right back to the foul line, and already 5 points in the opening half, and they've all been from the stripe. He doesn't have a field goal yet, but has a chance to put up a pretty nice number in the first half as far as scoring goes. This one rims in and out. Now 5 of 9 from the foul line for Carson Eggert. Coming 86%, and he's having a tough night finding one to go through on those foul shots. Second for Eggert will make him 6 of 10. 6 points in the opening half for Eggert, all from the foul line. The lead for the Highlanders is 3 at 33-30. We're down to 3 minutes to play in the opening half. A drive inside, head fake, and a fall away for Busick. He ends up losing the basketball. Bukiri Hakeem rescues out on the perimeter. He'll go down to the baseline for Leininger, and here comes an offensive foul against Leininger. Carver Peterson stepped in front of it, and I'll tell you what, folks, Craig Irwin has a chuckle on. I think Kirk Olson just sent head coach Craig Irwin a bit of a message. If you're going to get into my grill like that, you're going to lose a call or two along the way, even if I can't give you a second technical foul. And in that one, it looked like there was a jump from Carver Peterson. He was moving backwards, but Leininger's shoulder did come out. A ball goes loose near sideline. It's saved by Fargo Shanley. And up the floor, here's Leininger to the glass. He'll score. So a takeaway by the Deacons. They cut the lead to 1 at 33-32. That shoulder did come out from Leininger. It's enough for the offensive foul. Maybe don't see a lot of things called under normal circumstances, but there's a little bit of communication, if you will, going on between a couple of individuals through that. Carson Eggert in the left corner to Carver Peterson, reverses back to Eggert, left wing. The Deacons trail the Highlanders by 1, 33-32, and a timeout taken by Valley City. It was slow coming in, but a timeout taken by the Highlanders with 2:14 left of the first half of play. 1 point lead for the Highlanders on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. It's 33-32 Valley City. We have a timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation. This is Highlander basketball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
No matter where you live, you should have access to high-quality health care. Jamestown Regional Medical Center's orthopedic and sports medicine team offers care for hips, shoulders, knees, and toes. When an injury occurs, teams need care quickly. That's why the JRMC orthopedic team promises same-day and next-day appointments. Schedule direct at jrmcnd.com or call 952-4878.
Jamestown Regional Medical Center will never stop building for you.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on three major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com. Timeout taken by Valley City with 10 seconds to shoot, 2:14 to play in the opening half. They lead 33-32, and Kirk Olson and Ty Terry, the head coach of the Highlanders, now frustrated about something, and I'm not sure what they're frustrated about, but Kirk Olson has already handed out a technical foul to Craig Irwin, the head coach of the Deacons tonight. And now Ty Terry upset about something with Kirk Olson as well. I think Ty was frustrated about the amount of time it took to get the timeout into the game, and there may be more. Backdoor cut, Carver Peterson driving his way inside. He gets one to nibble on a little teardrop going to the basket. 6 points for Carver Peterson, scoring on the backdoor cut. 2 minutes left until halftime. It's 35-32. Valley City by 3 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Top of the key, Holcraft for Fargo Shanley. Coming back to the near edge, Wheelock turns it off to the wing for Jet Wolf. On the right side, a little stop and go by Carson Busick. He kicks to the baseline. A jumper for Holcraft won't fall. Rebound comes strong at the perimeter, and it's taken right back by Busick on a floater in the lane. He'll score to cut the lead to 1. 35-34. Highlander lead trimmed to 1 with 90 seconds to play until halftime. A stop. Carson Egger kicking out Bryson Eck. Catch and shoot three off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound through Birchel's hands. Couldn't quite close it as he was moving towards it. Ball was moving away from him. And the rebound comes back into the front court. Actually, the ball comes back with Carson Busick in the front court for the Deacons. Long three by Wheelock. Left wing. Rattles won't fall. Bryson Heck the board again for Valley City. Heck's had a nice night off the bench here in the opening half. Bounce pass to Birchall on the left wing. Birchall takes a step on Holcraft. Head down, driving in. Burrows his way, but misses a bank shot from about 6 feet. Rebound to Holcraft for Fargo Shanley. Deacons into the front court, under a minute to play. Ball on the right side, Busick. Holcraft to the top of the key, looking to kick left. Will send it back to Wheelock on the wing, who will draw Carson Eggert as a defender. Wheelock stepping left, working back right. Back off to the right side again. Ball taken by Busick to the top for Holcraft, under 10 seconds to shoot. Bounce pass inside, Jet Wolf, follow a baseline over Carver Peterson. Jet Wolf will score his fourth. The Deacons take the lead at 36-35. 30 seconds to play with 25 to shoot. Carson Eggert into the front court for Valley City. To the top for Carver Peterson. Peterson stepping away. He exchanges some spots with Bryson Heck on the top of the key. Hands back to Heck and sets the screen. Heck kicking down low. Jacobson rejected from behind. What a recovery by Alex Wheelock for Fargo Shanley, who was beaten and then stepped in from behind to play the defensive spot. Clock to 5 seconds as the ball goes loose, and we'll see Leininger travel with 3.5 seconds left in the opening half. So the Highlanders will inbound down 1. 36-35. They've got 3.5 seconds to get a shot off. Carson Eggert, top of the key and just beyond. A three at the horn comes up empty, and that's going to take us to halftime. It's a 1-point game here at the Highlander Activity Center tonight, with the Deacons leading 36-35 over the Highlanders as we go to the intermission. Your halftime numbers are on the way in just a couple of moments, so do stay with us as you continue to take in Highlander basketball with us tonight. It's the Highlanders in Fargo Shanley right here on the Voice of the Valley and the Voice of the Highlanders, KOVC.
This is Amy Heim, nurse practitioner with Sanford Health. Well child checks are important visits for children of every age.
Fans, let's bring to the floor the Valley City Highlights Junior Varsity performing their high kick routine to Killer Queen. They are coached by Jennifer Anderson. The Valley City Highlights Junior Varsity. Time now for 50-50 raffle. And we're drawing for $132. $132 to the ticket winner, number 527044. 527044. If you have that winning ticket, come on down to the scorer's table and try to get $132 off my hands. 527044. There we go. We have a winner. The Vans Ivy Real Estate Group is cheering for the home team. Ivy Real Estate Group is your locally known real estate brokerage. Go Highlanders! Enterprise Sales of Valley City is your one-stop shop for everything under one roof. From Hondas, rock bins, bundle buildings, metal roofing, and more. Enterprise Sales, East Main Street, Valley City. Call 701-845-1272. And the Highlander Booster Club is proudly been supporting Highlander Athletics since 1982. Show your Highlander pride by supporting the Highlander Booster Club with a financial contribution today. Contact any Highlander Booster board member or visit HighlanderBoosters.org for details. The Highlander Booster Club. You can't hide your Highlander pride. And Bet Communications, local sports, live, statewide. Bet Sports delivers more.
Who did not score in the opening half. The Deacons did a nice job of rallying to spell him out of that foul trouble. 2 points for Carson Busick as well. For the Highlanders, we mentioned 15 for Zach Sikora. He scored 15 of the first 17 points for Valley City tonight. 6 apiece each for Carson Eggert and Carver Peterson. And 3 each for Talon Larson and Bryson Heck. A 2 for Aiden Jacobson. So there's a lot of scoring left to be found here for Valley City. And at the break, Highlanders are within 1 by a score of 36-35. And that is your halftime summary as we continue with Highlander basketball tonight here on the Voice of the Valley and the Voice of the Highlanders, KOVC. We'll come back with the second half, talk about the future schedule for the Highlanders next here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Beef it up with an order of locally fed and grown beef from Valley Meat Supply in Valley City. Order by the front side or hind. It's all cut, wrapped, and sharp frozen. Valley Meat also has hogs, half or whole, and check their meat cases for a large selection of fresh meats and sausages. They slaughter every Tuesday and Thursday. Call 845-4705 or 800-752-5142. Load up your freezer now with the best beef or pork from Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City.
At Bank Forward, we focus on building relationships. Hi, I'm Kara Weep with Bank Forward in Valley City. Whether it's opening a checking account, saving for college, or starting your own business, Bank Forward is the bank big enough to help, but we're small enough to know your name. Call 845-1220 or visit bankforward.com today. Striving to be the bank that defines customer service since 1927. It's simply the Forward way. Bank Forward, member FDIC.
Now is the time, now is the time.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Brothers 3 has the area's widest variety of classic and new ice fishing tackle at the lowest prices to give you the edge this year. Before heading out on the ice, stop in and get your live bait and tackle and fill your tank with the highest quality gas and diesel. Brothers 3 is your locally owned and operated convenience store. As always, Brothers 3 has the lowest prices in town on everything, from snacks and drinks to winter gear and propane and automotive supplies. Remember, it pays to shop at Brothers 3.
You need a building, and you need it now. Look into Winkler Structures, available at Smith Lumber Company in Valley City. From a quick build utility to bigger dome structures for cattle, machinery, or hay storage. Winkler structures are designed for strength and security with their no-compromise fabric and high-strength structural steel. These buildings have stood the test of time for today's cost-conscious customer. Customize your Winkler structure at Smith Lumber Company, East Main, Valley City. Call 845-2135.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Lockout Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue at 701-845-6938 or James M. Lockout at CPA 701-845-1660. Services offered through Investment Advisors, a division of Pro Equities Incorporated, a registered investment advisor, and securities offered through Pro Equities Incorporated, a registered broker-dealer and member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back to the Highlander Activity Center. It's 36-35. Valley City currently with a 1-point deficit to Fargo Shanley as we get ready to go to the second half of play. Again, it's a slow week for Highlander basketball this week, as this is the only scheduled event that Valley City has as far as basketball is concerned. The wrestling team will be in action a couple of times this week. They will have a home triangular where they will take on Wahpeton and also Lisbon coming up on Thursday. And then on Friday, and actually on Saturday, they'll go to a Rugby Panther Invitational Tournament up in Rugby. But the Highlander basketball teams will be finished up for the week after this one this week. And their next matchups will be with Grand Forks Central, games that will be worth 2 points in the Eastern Dakota Conference for both the girls and the boys. The girls' game will be here, the boys' game will be there. And once again, as always, it's on a Tuesday. For whatever reason, trips to Grand Forks for Valley City always seem to occur on a Tuesday. They never happen on a Friday. They never happen on a weekend. There's different pods. If you've ever wondered why that is, there are different pods that they split the EDC up into. I learned this during my time in Grand Forks. I'm not exactly sure who's in what pod, but that's the reason why there are always wrinkles like that in the schedule. Second half begins. Valley City with a basketball trailing by 1, 36-35. Carson Eggert on the top of the key, looking in for Zach Sikora, broken up. Loose basketball, Caden Crispin for Fargo Shanley. He comes into the front court with a Euro step, left it short. Connor Kraft trails and scores. Connor Kraft back in the game now after sitting most of the first half with foul trouble. He's got his first 2 points tonight, and Crispin forces a turnover, saves a ball in bounds to Bukiri Hakim. He'll look to Kraft inside. Couple of head fakes. Kraft lost the ball out of bounds. They're going to say last touch, though, by a Highlander, and it will stay Fargo Shanley basketball. So the Deacons force a couple of turnovers. They get Carson Kraft going early. And now Kraft will inbound in the front court for the Deacons. Correction, he will not. Inbounds pass coming from Alex Wheelock. And it comes into Bukiri Hakim. A spin move off the bump with Burchell, and Hakim will score. Bukiri Hakim will score his 8th. And it's quickly 40-35. Fargo Shanley with the first 4 points of the second half. Carver Peterson backdoor cut to Carson Eggert. Post entry for Burchell's kicked aside. Comes back out to Carver Peterson, a 3, rims in and out. Connor Kraft the rebound for the Deacons. And the Deacons can go up by 3 possessions on this trip up the floor. Near side of the floor, it's taken by Alex Wheelock. He'll work to Leininger in the right corner. Couple of steps. Connor Kraft at the top of the key. Working left to stop in the lane. 14-foot pull-up. Falling away. Missed it. Rebound Carver Peterson for Valley City, and the Highlanders needed that miss. Remains a 5-point game for Fargo Shanley. Burchell putting on a couple of moves against Kraft. Pulls up off the glass. Left it short. Kraft the rebound. Deacons back into the front court. Wheelock driving. Got to the basket. You see an offensive foul here? Yep. Forearm coming out from Alex Wheelock. That's his 3rd personal foul, and I got to tell you, ever since Craig Irwin, the head coach of Shanley, took that technical foul, there has been absolutely no give as far as the calls that Shanley will get. The Highlanders won't from one spot on the floor. Callahan Burchell to Zach Sikora in the right corner. Sikora trying to back his way down against Caden Crispin. Back to Burchell, into Aiden Jacobson, the post. Turnaround follow away from 10 with the left hand, missed it. Vukiri Hakim comes up with the rebound for the Deacons. He'll outlet to Wheelock. Ball right side, Leininger taking a look in. Connor Kraft in the baseline, hard take to the basket, missed it. Gets the rebound over Burchell, back to the basket. That time misses in and out. looking for a call, wouldn't get a couple of them. Deacon crowd frustrated. Carver Peterson in the front court for Fargo Shanley, for Valley City. Sikora to the right corner, a stop by Jacobson on top. Carver Peterson for three, trickles off. Connor Kraft had the rebound, lost it. Jacobson picks it up. Carson Egger, baseline move, pulls up from 10 and hits it on the baseline. 8 points for Carson Egger. That's his first field goal tonight. Highlanders back within 3, 40-37. What's been a physical war to start this second half, 2.5 minutes in. Caden Chrisman stepping his way out towards the left wing. Sikora comes out the front of him. Bounce pass to Vakiri Hakeem. High-low Kraft hit by a double and triple team. Spins away from it and scores. Connor Kraft with 4. And Connor Kraft really beginning to sort of dominate the flow of the game in this second half. Hard take to the basket. Callahan Burchell will score his first field goal tonight. We'll see if that gets him out of a bit of a funk here as Callahan Burchell goes in with the answer. 42-39, Fargo Shanley by 3. We played 3 minutes of the second half. Leininger, top of the key for Connor Kraft. Ball low, down around the knees. Driving in on Peterson, turns back to the right hand. 8-footer, good. Right over the front of the rim. Connor Kraft just picking a spot. He's got 6. Lead back to 5 for Fargo Shanley at 44-39. Carver Peterson up top, right corner, Aiden Jacobson works his way back out top of the key, kicks it court wide. Zach Sikora, hard take down the left block, turn, follow a wild shot that he missed. Crispin comes up with the basketball for the Deacons. Shanley's back into the front court. Crispin working left, hard take in the lane, turn, follow away off the pivot from 10, missed it. Rebound to Callahan Burchell and a good block out of Vakiri Hakeem inside. Highlanders still down 5, 44-39. Peterson in the right corner, hard take to the baseline against Hakeem, spins, falls away, hits it, Carver Peterson. He wanted a foul as well, did Carver Peterson. He's got 8. Lead cut to 3 at 44-41. Deacons back into the front court. Wheelock working left side, got a screen, got free, drives in from 6, missed it. Rebound poked out of bounds by Connor Kraft. It's going back to Valley City. You know, one prediction here, and it may not come true, maybe the coaches together will get some semblance of control over this, but if they don't, at least one player is going to get a technical foul tonight because both teams have had players talking with the officials about calls they want, and that talk is getting more and more boisterous all the time. Aiden Jacobson driving baseline, drew a double team to cut off the baseline, lost the basketball. Vakiri Hakeem with a one-handed slam, getting loose in the open floor. Hakeem will go to the rack and tomahawks it for his 10th, and it's 46-41. The Highlanders are back down 5, and a post entry to Dieterle is knocked loose. Here's Connor Kraft up the floor, goes to Crispin for the easy layup. 8 points for Caden Crispin. Ty Terry's up off the bench. I think he wants a timeout. Carver Peterson will bring it in, and a stoppage for Valley City as the Deacons take some control of the game. 48-41, Fargo Shanley with a 7-point lead, 4.5 minutes into the second half. We have a timeout from Ability Plus Rehabilitation. This is Highlander Basketball, the voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com.
6 early points in the second half for Connor Kraft, and a lead that was 1 at halftime for the Deacons is now 7. You can see he's really beginning to sort of steal the flow of the game. It's 48-41. Fargo Shanley with a 7-point lead over Valley City. Highlanders call the timeout. Dieterle inside against Kraft, pulls up, missed it. Connor Kraft comes down with the rebound. Dieterle got a chance against the 6'8 senior, but couldn't get the shot to fall. Connor Kraft down the wing, going to work, ball handling, kicking out right side. Caden Crispin, a head fake, draws Sikora, pushes the ball back inside to Vakiri Hakeem. He tried to kick out, it was deflected back to him. Wheelock all day on a 3 for the Deacons. He sticks it, and the lead is 10. Alex Wheelock out of the left corner scores his 8th, and it's 51-41. Fargo Shanley now by 10, biggest lead of the game for either team. Carson Eggert, double pivot scoop. How about that for Carson Eggert? Using the pivot foot. Eggert spinning his way around and scoops it back to the hole with his left hand, and the lead is cut to 8 at 51-43. Vakiri Hakeem gives Eggert a bit of a bump on the way through. Leininger looking into Vakiri Hakeem, turn, pull up, scores over Jack Dieterle. Vukiri Hakim has a dozen in the second, or rather a dozen for the game, 6 here early in the second half, and the lead's back to 10 at 53-43, and Will Eggert with a between-the-legs dribble loses the basketball out of bounds. It'll go back to Fargo Shanley. Inbounds pass far side of the floor. Connor Kraft inbounds to Alex Wheelock. He'll be picked up by Carson Eggert as he brings it up front. Ball back to the top of the key. Leininger looking down low. A back in. Kraft with a hook shot off the glass. Missed it, but is going to earn a trip to the foul line. Dieterle was there and likely the guilty party. Jack Dieterle with his second. Be the first team foul against the Highlanders in the second half. And Connor Kraft is at the foul line. His first, no good off the front of the rim. Callahan Burchell and Aiden Jacobson find their way back into the matchup for Valley City. And we'll also see Carver Peterson coming back into the game for the Highlanders. Dieterle, Will Eggert, and Carson Eggert will sit. Kraft back in the line trying to push the Deacon lead to 11, and it is good. Connor Kraft now with 7 in the second half, and the Deacons lead 54-43, 6 minutes in to our second half of play. Jacobson handing off Carver Peterson, high dribble, kept his hand on top, drives it and scores from 8 feet. Carver Peterson with 10. Second Highlander to double figures, correction, third for Valley City tonight. Forgot about Zach Sikora scoring 15 of the first 17 points for the Highlanders tonight, but he hasn't scored since. 54-45. Highlanders cut the deficit to 9. Inside Hallcraft post-up score, and right now Fargo Shanley's just making their way inside at will, and they're scoring at will in the post position right now as Hallcraft scores his 9th. 56-45. Peterson on top, working left, lost the ball out of bounds, going back to the Deacons. All the Deacons have really had to do is get inside and muscle up a little bit. They've definitely increased the physicality of this second half. You've seen that go through, and the Highlanders have not adjusted to it particularly well. So we'll see if the Deacons keep getting to push people around here. Top of the key, Caden Chrisman off to Connor Kraft on the left wing. Kraft sneaking the dribble back towards his left, comes back to his left hand, drive finger roll with the right, and it's good. And you don't see that move from a lot of kids in the league. Carson Kraft, or rather Connor Kraft, now with 9. It's 58-45. Down low, Talon Larson on the dribble drive and draw. Drawn by Carver Peterson, and Talon Larson will score his first 2 for Valley City to take it to 5. For the night, Vukiri Hakim driving, going right to the glass with a finger roll. He's got 14, 8 already in the second half, and we played barely 7 minutes of it. And the Highlanders back down by 13 at 60-47, and they lose a basketball. Loose basketball to Hallcraft. He'll take one behind the back pass to Vukiri Hakim, who scores, laying it over the front of the rim with 2 hands. He's got 10 points in 7.5 minutes of the second half. He's got 16 for the game, and the Deacons are up 15 as the Highlanders use another timeout. 62-47, Fargo Shanley now leading by 15 with 10:21 left of the second half. Timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation. This is Highlander basketball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy, your community Health Mart pharmacy, is here to serve your healthcare needs. During the month of January, take 10% off all Health Mart and Sunmark products. The flu and cold season has hit us hard. For all your healthcare needs and prescriptions, see your trusted healthcare resource, Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy, downtown Valley City, where they know you by name. Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
This is Dr. Ryan Lorenz, physical therapist at Mobility Plus Rehabilitation, with offices in Enderlin, Lisbon, Gwinner, and Valley City. Our mission is to provide exceptional physical and occupational therapy by highly skilled therapists to minimize pain and maximize mobility, which quickly allows you to return to the quality of life you desire. We will evaluate and educate you on your condition, review treatment options, and create an effective treatment plan to solve your impairments based on your unique situation and needs. I invite you to call our offices at Mobility Plus today.
Timeout taken by Valley City. They're down 62-47. We'll see a whistle and a foul coming up against Fargo Shanley, and a hold down the perimeter. Caden Chrisman will be called for his 3rd. 6.5 minutes into the second half, and the Highlanders have given up 26 points in the second half as a post-entry pass goes wild. It's picked off by Crispin. Carver Peterson got to it. Then Crispin got it back, pulls up and scores off the window. So at the 8-minute mark, 28 points for Fargo Shanley in the first 8 minutes. And that includes 19 points between Vukiri Hakim and Connor Kraft. And now another turnover by Valley City on the post-entry pass. And the Deacons can go up by 19 or 20. Hakim inside, got fouled. Carver Peterson's going to be called for it. Carver Peterson will have his second. But it's been an at-will situation for Fargo Shanley. The Deacons decided to get physical coming out of the locker room, and Valley City has not adjusted well. Vukiri Hakim's first, rolls in. Hakim now has 17 points. 11 of those have come here in the second half to push the lead to 18. Hakim's second foul shot is short. Connor Kraft goes right over the back of Carver Peterson and able to bring down the rebound. Vukiri Hakim, Kraft, and the Deacons go back to work offensively. Crowd wanted a foul, but Connor Kraft at 6'8", reaching up over the top. You've got to give a player that kind of size and length the opportunity to do that without contact. Kraft, right corner, step back three. That's off the front of the rim, and Aiden Jacobson has a loose ball rebound for Valley City. It's an 18-point Deacon lead at 65-47. Highlanders with it. Carver Peterson, catch and shoot three for Carson Eggert. That won't fall. Ball goes loose, and it's run down by Alex Wheelock for Fargo Shanley. Wheelock will bring the ball to the front court for the Deacons. 9 minutes to play second half. Wheelock driving right, turns it back to the top of the key. Caden Crispin. And we'll see a whistle and a timeout taken by Fargo Shanley with 8:56 to go. So the Deacons want a stoppage. On the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard, the Deacons 65, the Highlanders 47, 8:56 to play of the second half. We have a timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation. This is Highlander basketball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Why choose professional eye care centers? Let's count the whys. First, there are now 4 great doctors to see. Dr. Frank, Dr. Freilich, Dr. Jangula, and now welcoming Dr. Bond. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, and Edgeley. And finally, their fantastic frame selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit proeyecarecenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional eye care centers, clearly the best.
Don't leave your wiring to chance. Plug into your #1 electrical source, Highline Electric. They're the experts in residential, commercial, and industrial electrical work. No cutting corners at Highline Electric. Call 845-0731. They'll give you a free estimate before any work is done. Family owned since 1986 with Chad and Tracy Zahn. And I promise, the price won't shock you. Highline Electric in Valley City. Call 845-0731. Building a reputation of integrity and quality.
Timeout taken by Fargo Shanley. The Deacons lead by a score of 65-47. A chance to go up by 20 plus on a game that was a 1-point game at halftime, just 9 minutes of game time ago. Alex Wheelock will take the basketball after sending it in. Crispin out on top, back to Wheelock on the right side. Looks to the high post for Hallcraft. Vukiri Hakim in the baseline. Back to Wheelock. A 3-point shot good, and the lead is 21. Alex Wheelock with 11 points. 68-47. The Highlanders find themselves down 21. We'll see a whistle and a foul coming up against Holcraft. Getting into pressure, Aiden Jacobson along the sideline. Luke Holcraft with his first. And we'll see the ball going back to Valley City. Inbounds pass from Aiden Jacobson to Carson Eggert. Eggert walking towards the near side of the floor. A stop and a look down low. He's got Sikora back to the basket. Sikora turning, falling away, missing. Will draw a foul from Caden Crispin. Be Crispin's fourth. And Zach Sikora, who scored 15 of the Highlanders' first 17 points, will go to the foul line for Valley City, trying to dig in to this Fargo Shanley lead. First foul shot is on the way, and it's good. Zach Sikora with 16 points tonight. 10 each for Carson Eggert, Carver Peterson for Valley City, but the scoring really drops off from there. 5 for Talon Larson. 3s and 2s across the board from that spot. Second foul shot for Sikora is good. He's got 17. Leading the Highlanders in scoring with 10.9 points per game And he cuts the Deacon lead to 19 at 68-49. 8:20 to play in the second half. Wheelock on the right side. A little step back to the top for Leininger, and now Holcraft on the top of the key. Takes a look in towards the post. Bukiri Hakim in the right block. Turned to the into the lane. Thought about falling away. Spun it back out towards the wing. Was able to find Wheelock. Wheelock hard take to the baseline. Pulls up from 6 and nibbles over the front of the rim. Rebound, put back, cleaned up on the weak side by Connor Kraft, who now has 11 in the second half of play. No scoring for Connor Kraft at halftime due to foul trouble. Now 11 points for Kraft in 10 minutes of basketball. Ball poked out of bounds by Kraft. That was intended for Callahan Burchell. The lead is back to 21 for the Deacons at 70-49. Will Eggert will come into the game, replacing Jack Dieterle in the post. We mentioned that this Deacon team is streaky. We've seen them in games where they should have been competitive and they've lost big. Games that should have been tough and they've won big. And so you wondered, which team would we see? Aiden Jacobson pulling up for 3, rattles off the glass, and Connor Kraft is the rebound. As it turns out, we may have seen both of those Deacon teams tonight. The one in the first half that led by 1. This one in the second half that leads by 21. Connor Kraft the glass, missing a bank shot. Rebounds out of bounds off Bukiri Hakim. And it will go back to Valley City. Foul trouble, missed shots, tough looks inside for the Deacons in the opening half. Highlanders trail by 1. Second half, Connor Kraft takes over. Even without the basketball, you could see it was just going to be his thing. A pull-up by Zach Sikora getting the lane and missing. Rebound in and out of the hands of Callahan Burchell. He couldn't hold it. Hakeem comes away with it. Now he'll look up the floor. Wheelock, coast to coast, he'll score. Alex Wheelock with 13. Highlanders down by a 72-49 edge with 7:05 to go. A drive into the lane, pull up by Aiden Jacobson. That trickles in. Aiden Jacobson just picking a spot. He's got 4. Really, right now, Fargo Shanley's happy to just keep scoring. It doesn't seem like they're really intent on putting up a hard physical presence or anything along those lines. Wheelock, backdoor cut, Connor Kraft. That ball slipped out of his hands, and then we'll go back to the Highlanders. 72-51. We'll see a whistle and change is going to be made. Alex Wheelock will step off the floor, and Connor Busick will come back into the matchup for Fargo Shanley. Carson Eggert, front court for Valley City, tracking off towards the right side. Hard take to the baseline, trying to kick it around. Ball's knocked loose. Connor Kraft has it 3-on-3. Comes into the front court to stop, put a bump in on Burchell. Ball's thrown out of bounds. It's going back to Valley City as Kraft tried to kick it down to the baseline, threw it away. Bryson Heck will come in, replacing Aiden Jacobson for the Highlanders. 6:29 to play in the second half. And right now, the Highlanders just trying to find something to sort of build on. As again, they get the rest of the week off here. Callahan Burchell trying to go to the rack and dunk. He's fouled on the way in. Bukiri Hakim getting up to contest. And Bukiri Hakim will be called for his 3rd. I like the choice by Callahan. You're trying to put your head into something here, trying to give him a little shot in the arm, a little vigor, if you will. So he's going to go 2-hand flush, and Hakim commits the foul. Burchell at the foul line. First is on the way and good. Callahan Burchell with 3. 70% foul shooter on the season coming in. And he's back there for one more, trying to cut this Deacon lead back under 20. Takes a look, and number 2 rolls off. No good. Bukiri Hakim runs down the rebound for Fargo Shanley. It's a 20-point game. 72-52. Deacons into the front court with the basketball. Bounce past the top of the key. Leininger taking a look at Connor Kraft. Instead, Hakim left block. Turns on Burchell. Had the ball rejected back to him. Crowd wants to travel. They don't get it. Bukiri Hakim will end up getting the basketball back and scoring. He now has a 13-point second half, 19 for the game. The lead is 22, 74-52. Aiden Jacobson got clubbed out in the perimeter. Ball ends up out of bounds, and boy, I'll tell you what, with a couple of exceptions, this has kind of been no blood, no foul second half here. Lots of contact all around out there. Bounce past the top of the key for Carver Peterson on the inbounds play. Now we've got a whistle away from the basketball. And we're going to see a foul against Holcraft, I believe, and we will. Luke Holcraft with his 2nd. It's the 6th on the Deacons. So the Highlanders will inbound and will enjoy the penalty the rest of the way. Catch and shoot Sikora. We've got a foul coming up. Callahan Burchell trying to set a screen. Apparently run over again. I'm not sure who they're even pointing at here. Let's see what we got. I think they're going to get Holcraft. Yep. Will Holcraft, or actually Luke Holcraft, pick was third. So Callahan Burchell goes to the line to shoot 1-for-1 penalty. 3 points on the night for Burchell. He takes a look. The opener is good. Rattles in. 4 points for Callahan. 74-53. Lead cut to 21. And the Highlanders trying to cut it to an even 20. It's on the way, and that one's off the heel of the rim. Rebound comes out to the wing for Luke Holcraft. And so the Deacons are back into the front court with a 21-point lead intact. On top, Leininger for Fargo Shanley. Connor Kraft flashes through. Holcraft on the left side, stepping his way down to the baseline. Into Bukiri Hakeem, backing down Burchell. Hakeem follow away, got it. Bukiri Hakeem just backing his way down. That's 7 field goals in the second half. He's got 15 of his 21 after halftime. The Highlanders down 23 at 76-53. Handoff to Carver Peterson, working towards the corner. Burchell goes into the post. Ball comes back out to Zach Sikora. Sikora driving into a hard take to the basket, missed it high up the glass. Rebound Hakeem, and here comes Fargo Shanley with 5 minutes to go here in the second half and a big lead of 23. Leininger on the right side, jab stepping. Works out top of the key. Connor Kraft inside to Hakeem, who draws 3 defenders. He'll wrap it around. Busick, a baseline jump shot that won't fall. Rebounds out of bounds off of Callahan Burchell, and it will go back to the Deacons. Robert Fisher will come in for the Highlanders, replacing Will Eggert. Robert Fisher, a 6'1 senior. Seems like he always finds himself into a 3-point shot when he gets some minutes in the game. Inbounds pass, Connor Kraft turning into the lane, squares up, scores over the front of the rim. And Connor Kraft with 13 of his 13 after halftime tonight. Lead grows to 25 at 78-53. Fisher being defended by Hakeem. A stop and a look, and Hakeem knocked the ball loose. He and Connor Kraft in the front court. Fisher stripped Bukiri Hakeem from behind, knocks the ball away, and Bryson Heck will bring it back into the front court for the Highlanders. Drive to the baseline, pull up on a wild fall away that's missed. Bukiri Hakeem comes down with a basketball. He'll play it up front. Alex Wheelock on the right side. Got to the baseline, finger roll, left short. Hakeem swipes at the rebound but can't bring it down. Bryson Heck can for Valley City. 4 minutes to go and counting. 78-53. Callahan Burchell the glass. Easy take down the right side of the lane. Good goal to the hole for Callahan Burchell. And that cuts the lead to 23 at 78-55. Deacons back into the front court with his 23-point lead. Connor Kraft looking left side. Caden Chrisman. He'll be pressured by Sikora. Chrisman stepping left. Head fake. Drives in the lane. Pulls up from 12 feet. Hits it. Caden Chrisman just picking a spot with a jumper. He's got 12. 4 in double figures tonight, and Luke Holcraft is a point away for Fargo Shanley. Drive in. There's Callahan Burchell again. Boy, I'll tell you what, if Callahan would have got a couple of those looks to fall early, I'm not saying this would have happened because the Deacons are on fire in the second half, but his night would have just been so much better for him. He was snake bit early in this matchup. Chrisman a stop. Bukiri Hakeem going in. Counted one. He was thinking about going for the dunk. He took some contact on the way in, absorbs it and scores. Callahan Burchell's second. Bukiri Hakeem with 17 of 23 in the second half tonight, and he's at the line trying to make this a 26-point game for Fargo Shanley with 3:20 to play. His bonus foul shot is good. 83-57, Fargo Shanley in a game that was a 36-35 matchup at halftime. They've scored nearly 50 points in the second half. Inside, Sikora finishes the left hand. Zach Sikora, first field goal since he had to leave with 2 fouls. He's got 19 on the night now. 83-59. Zach Sikora is one of those guys that's going to get overlooked for all conference honors, and he shouldn't because he's been a great player this year. Hakeem off the glass again. High-low pass that time coming from the Deacons. He gets one more field goal. He'll have 10 field goals in the second half. We're talking about 22 points in the second half. 3 on the way from Callahan Burchell that won't fall. Connor Kraft the rebound. He'll drive his way into the lane. Finger roll, missed it, but will go to the line. Carver Peterson getting back. And we'll check the call. The Deacons are set to send in 5 new players. So it looks like Bukiri Hakeem is going to be denied that big number. Foul will go against Zach Sikora, number 3 on Sikora. The Highlanders are set to check in. A couple of new ones as well. Connor Kraft's first is good. Kraft now with 14 in the second half. Bukiri Hakeem, though, 20 of his 26 in the second half of play, and the physical play got it started, and then once the Deacons spread Valley City out, it was just slash and dash to the basket. Second foul shot for Connor Kraft will go. He'll finish with 15, and he'll come off the floor, as we'll see Jackson Aieo, a 6-foot senior, come in for him for Fargo Shanley. We'll see Isaac Beauchamp, 6'1" sophomore, in for the Deacons. It looks like also Isaac Perkowitz, 6-foot junior, comes in. Callahan Burchell the glass. He'll get that one to go. And Burchell's going to the line. There's double figures for Callahan Burchell tonight, who has continued to work despite the tough start to the evening for him. Jet Wolf will be called for the foul. The Highlanders sent in Reese Krewald during the break, a 6'1" senior. And Aiden Jacobson has returned, and Burchell's second foul shot will give him 11 for the night. 87-62, the lead is 25 for Fargo Shanley with 2:20 to go, and the Deacons are into the front court. Isaac Beauchamp leading the charge. Turns it back top of the key for Perkowitz. Perkowitz a stop into the far corner for Aieo. Aieo to the elbow. Jet Wolf coming back near side. Joey Ducart for 3 is short. Rebound deflected around. Comes back down with Jet Wolf. Turn, put back, won't fall. And the weak side rebound to Robert Fisher for Valley City. We're inside the final 2 minutes. Ball to Aiden Jacobson. That will be a foul. Pressure down the perimeter by one of the Isaacs. Be Isaac Beauchamp. That will pick up the foul, his first. And Aiden Jacobson will find his way to the free throw line. With 1:57 left of the second half. Highlanders will drop to 0-8 in the Eastern Dakota Conference. First foul shot is good for Aiden Jacobson. Jacobson now with 7. And I believe Fargo Shanley going to pull their record to 3-5 in the EDC and 4-5 overall. Second foul shot for Aiden Jacobson won't fall. Shanley 3-5, 4-5 overall. Valley City 0-8 in the league, 1-9 overall. 63-87, lead 24 for Fargo Shanley. Look back to the top of the key. Ball comes out for the Deacons with Joey Ducart. Ducart had it knocked loose, tries to save it, maintains the dribble on the floor, and Isaac Beauchamp to the glass, the lefty hook shot that's missed. He got his own miss. Second effort's rejected, and Callahan Burchell comes away with it. Burchell tries to dribble through a double team. Got his pocket picked by Aieo, who will go to the glass, the scoop layup, and Jackson Aieo scores his first 2, and now we'll see a whistle just for, or timeouts for substitutions, rather. So the Deacons go a little further down their bench here. They had a couple of men that had been sort of lead substitutions for them out there. Ducart was part of that, and also Wolf was part of that. So some new ones for the Deacons. Justin Aieo, 5'10" sophomore, comes on. So we got Jackson and Justin Aieo. Sikora floater in the lane, cleaned up by Callahan Burchell. And Burchell now with 13 points all in the second half. 89-65. Valley City within 24 with a minute to go. Jackson Aieo on the right side, working back to the top of the key, releases to Justin Aieo. He'll hand it off left side for Jake Kraft, a 6-foot freshman. Kraft will hand it off. I'm assuming there's a connection with he and Connor Kraft, kind of the same hairdo there. Ball left side, Michael Nowak, 6'2" junior, spinning his way to the basket. Missing, Robert Fisher comes down with the rebound. He'll play to Zach Sikora with 35 seconds left to go. Sikora spin move, fall away, bank shot high, missed. And we'll see Kraft coming down with a rebound for the Deacons. Shot clock just barely a factor, like about a 1.5 second differential. Jumper from Kraft is missed. Rebound poked away from Sikora. And inside, all by himself for a lay-in from Michael Nowak. He'll score his first 2 in the Deacons. 91 points now. They score 55 in the second half tonight. And that's going to be the end of it this evening, as Aiden Jacobson will dribble out the final seconds, and the Deacons win it. Final score, Fargo Shanley 91 and Valley City 65. The Deacons to 3-5 in the league, 4-5 overall. Valley City drops to 0-8 in the league and 1-9 overall, as we go to our post-game report for a wrap-up coming up in just a couple of moments. This is Highlander basketball, the voice of the Valley and the voice of the Highlanders, KOVC.
No matter where you live, you should have access to high-quality health care. Jamestown Regional Medical Center's orthopedic and sports medicine team offers care for hips, shoulders, knees, and toes. When an injury occurs, teams need care quickly. That's why the JRMC orthopedic team promises same-day and next-day appointments. Schedule direct at jrmcnd.com or call 952-4878.
Jamestown Regional Medical Center will never stop
This is Amy Heim, nurse practitioner with Sanford Health. Well child checks are important visits for children of every age. Yearly well child checks are recommended for children 3 and older and more frequently for those younger than 3. It is at these visits that growth, development, and preventative care are addressed in an effort to keep children as healthy as possible. Recommended immunizations are also discussed and provided at these visits. Call 742-3267 to schedule at your local Sanford Health Clinic in Ellendale, Foreman, Gwinner, Lemoore, Lisbon, or Oaks.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Brothers 3 has the area's widest variety of classic and new ice fishing tackle at the lowest prices to give you the edge this year. Before heading out on the ice, stop in and get your live bait and tackle and fill your tank with the highest quality gas and diesel. Brothers 3 is your locally owned and operated convenience store. As always, Brothers 3 has the lowest prices in town on everything, from snacks and drinks to winter gear and propane and automotive supplies. Remember, it pays to shop at Brothers 3.
Beef it up with an order of locally fed and grown beef from Valley Meat Supply in Valley City. Order by the front, side, or hind. It's all cut, wrapped, and sharp frozen. Valley Meat also has hogs, half or whole, and check their meat cases for a large selection of fresh meats and sausages. They slaughter every Tuesday and Thursday. Call 845-4705 or 800-752-5142. Load up your freezer now with the best beef or pork from Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City.
Well, in the pregame report tonight, we kind of wondered what Fargo-Shanley team would we see here at the Highlander Activity Center tonight, as they had been so streaky throughout the course of the regular season. This Fargo-Shanley boys basketball team rolled in here with a 2-5 record in the Eastern Dakota Conference, but their wins had kind of surprised you just a little bit because they had beaten a very good Devils Lake team by 15. They beat a pretty good Wahpeton team that Valley City ran into troubles with by 27. They were all around it with West Fargo Cheyenne, but they lost by 23 to Fargo South. And so you just kind of wondered, okay, what team was this going to be? Well, as it turns out, they were both tonight. Shanley with a 36-35 lead at halftime with just a couple of foul trouble issues and things like that. They score 55 second half points tonight to take a 91-65 win to wrap up our doubleheader of Highlander basketball tonight. The win will send Fargo-Shanley to a 3-5 record in the league, 4-5 overall. Valley City falls to 1-9 overall and 0-8 inside the Eastern Dakota Conference. Again, 36-35 with the break. Zach Sikora with 15 of the first 17 points for the Highlanders tonight. He got into foul trouble. The Highlanders were able to get a little bit of scoring here and there, but in the second half, again, the Highlanders do not hit a three-point shot. And throughout the course of the night, Fargo-Shanley just got muscular. They went physical to start the second half, and it showed because their two post players, Connor Kraft and Bukiri Hakim, had huge second halves. They scored 55 points tonight, and those two men accounted for 35 of those 55 in the second half this evening for the final tally of 91-65. For Fargo-Shanley, they're led by Bukiri Hakim, who scores 26 points this evening. Connor Kraft, despite not scoring at halftime, will end with 15, and there's a host of support out here as well. 13 points for Alex Wheelock tonight. Caden Chrisman will finish with 12. Luke Holcraft with 9. What a great performance by Luke Holcraft off the bench tonight. He came in when Connor Kraft and Bukiri Hakim both ended up in some foul trouble and really steadied the ship for Fargo-Shanley early going in this one. Jordan Leininger finishes with 5, Jet Wolf with 4, Jackson Aieo with 2, Michael Nowak with 2, Connor Busick with 2. Again, your final score, 91 for Fargo-Shanley. Valley City with 65 tonight, led by Zach Sikora, who finishes with 19 points this evening. Callahan Burchell found his stride in the second half. He'll score 13, all second half scoring tonight. Carson Eggert with 10, Carver Peterson with 10. So in the long run, the Highlanders with 4 in double figures, which isn't a bad total. 7 points for Aiden Jacobson, Bryson Heck with 3, but the Highlanders managed just 4 3-point shots tonight and none in the second half. Talon Larson picks up 5 as well. Final order of business is our Ivy Real Estate Group Player of the Game Award. It's brought to you by Ivy Real Estate Group, your locally owned real estate brokerage in Valley City. And tonight, that award will go out to Carver Peterson, who finishes with 10 points tonight for the Highlanders. He was able to step in, occupied some minutes in the post this evening when things weren't going well for Valley City when Zach Sikora went to the bench. He had to make some big defensive plays down there as well against the bigs, got a couple of guys in foul trouble, and really contributed in various places all around the floor. So that award will go to Carver Peterson, your Player of the Game Award winner tonight, brought to you by Ivy Real Estate Group, your locally owned real estate brokerage in Valley City. And that'll do it for us. Next up for the Highlanders will be a split night on Tuesday night when they play at Grand Forks Central and boys play here with the Knights and girls play. Stay tuned for further broadcast details here on KOVC. Want to thank the fine sponsors that make it possible. We couldn't do it without you. Again, your finals tonight, Shanley rolls in, wins them both 55-49 in girls play, 91-65 in boys play. For KOVC Sports, I'm Ryan Cunningham saying so long for now. We'll send you back to regular program.